Hey there everybody, you're watching Dirt Bike Channel. I'm your host Kyle Brotherson, and today I'm gonna talk about the 2020 lineup from Beta. If you're on the fence and you're using KTM and you're thinking you wanna try something different, go for the Beta. Jump ship, come on over, because you're gonna have a soft landing over here on the Beta. So I've been in connection with Tim Pilg. He's the president of Beta USA, and I found out that the press release that happened earlier this week was just for the standard RR models and then the dual sport models. The race edition press release will happen later this year in September. That was one of my big questions, and a lot of the questions that everyone has out there is that all of a sudden it looks like there's 8 models and there wasn't a race edition. Well, it's just because the race edition press release will happen later, so you'll still be able to get some of those things later on. We're just gonna talk about the standard version stuff. And there's some pretty exciting things here because they finally are going to come to the party. The Italian princess, it took a while for her to get ready, but she's finally coming to the party with a counterbalanced 2-stroke motor. Obviously, I'm gonna go over the 2-stroke and the 4-stroke stuff, but I'm super stoked about this counterbalanced 2-stroke motor. And the answer to the question, should you try a Beta? The answer is resoundingly yes. I'm standing in front of a 2019 Beta 390 RR right here, and this is my favorite 4-stroke to date as far as an Enduro 4-stroke. This is the race edition. It's got amazing forks. And here's the thing. If you can put me on a counterbalanced 2-stroke, 250 or 300 with these forks, I will take that. I will take that right now. Sign me up, because this is a fantastic fork, and if I can get that motor that's counterbalanced, then I'm all in on that. So that is amazing, and props to Beta. Hats off to you guys for finally coming and giving us what we want, at least in that one sense. It's gonna be awesome. So let me just kind of go through some of the things. So basically, they've got their 2020 RR and RRS models. The RRS models are kind of the dual sport models. They're all new. It's a new generation. I'm just gonna kind of take some of the highlights from the press release. There's 8 different engine sizes. 4 of them are 4-stroke, 4 of them are 2-stroke, so that's awesome. Beta's tagline has always been rideability, and they've got that thing nailed. There's another reason why they've got that nailed, and that's because not only has Beta always had a lower seat height, about an inch lower, you can now get any of their bikes with a 2-inch, even lower seat height. They call it the low boy, which is pretty cool for a lot of people that are under 6 feet tall. If you're 5'6", the Beta is probably gonna be your best option, because it's already lower than like the KTMs and the Huskies and the Yamahas and the Hondas, and now you can get it even lower than that. So we're talking 3 inches lower on a seat height. That's gonna be something awesome for people that are a little bit shorter. They also still have the BYOB. I'm not talking about bring your own beer. I'm talking about the bring your own or build your own Beta program, which you can go online and you can just say, hey, I want this, I want this, I want this. They've got about 400 different upgrades and different parts that you can do. Everything from suspension to tubeless to moose bibs to all kinds of stuff. You know, guards, protection, skid plates, all types of different things that you can do on the BYOB program. So that is awesome. It's something that none of the other providers do. As far as the engines on the 4-stroke, it's a complete redesign. They say that they lost about 2.2 pounds right off of the engine. It's gonna have the new engines in 2020, all 4 engine sizes are gonna have twin injectors. That's gonna improve the fuel mileage, which is good. On the 4-strokes, this bike doesn't get the greatest mileage. This is the 390, and I've been out of gas on this bike when my 2-stroke buddies were not out of gas. So they're going to try to improve the fuel mileage a little bit. They're also gonna add a neutral sensor on the transmission. I don't know exactly why they're doing that, but they will add a neutral sensor. They're gonna have updated EFI mapping. Moving over to the 2-strokes, it's a they've got a counterbalancer in here. So this is a game changer, Counterbalancer in the 250cc 2-stroke and the 300 2-stroke. It's not on the 125. The 250 gets a new head. It's a cylinder head redesign. They're saying to improve torque at low RPMs. There's a few improvements also on the 125, but another thing, they have the 200. So you can get a 200cc bike, which is awesome. It's something that KTM and Husky dropped out. So you've got the 125, the 200, the 250, and the 300. So awesome. As far as chassis improvements, and this goes across the board for the 2-strokes and the 4-strokes, they've got an all new frame. Like, these are all new bikes. They've done things with the frame, increasing rigidity. They modified the swing arm. They completely redesigned their tailpiece and even the front. I mean, they've got a new filter air boot. They've got a new filter mounting system. They've got improved fork design. Now, I'm just talking about the standard edition fork, but they said they've improved that. But there's a ton of new things. As far as capacity on the tanks, 4-stroke is getting a 2.4 gallon tank, which I think this 2019 is only a 2, or maybe a 2.2 gallon. They're going to be 2.4 gallons on the 4-strokes and 2.55 US gallons on the 2-strokes. So that's going to help. They're saying they're putting wider handlebars. I don't know why they're doing that, but they say it's for greater control. I know a lot of guys chop the handlebars down, so I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. And awesome, check it out. They're putting a side stand with a bigger foot pad. This side stand right here, which I will talk about in my full review of this 2019 Beta 390RR, that side stand is almost useless because the foot is too small. I can't even use it right outside my shop in the grass because the bike will tip over. It will push down into the grass and it won't stand up because the foot isn't big enough. So they're fixing that, which is awesome. They've redesigned the skid plate. They're doing a new license plate holder, and they will have the integrated handles, which these handles, I wish so many of the other manufacturers would do the integrated handles right there. So really cool things. And then they list the pricing out. The 125 starts at like $8,000, and then the 500 dual sport one is like almost $11,000. So they've got those things out here. The 2-stroke models will be available in September, and the 4-strokes will be available in November. That's all I've got on that. You can read the press release, but here's the thing, man. I'm excited to hear more about the race edition bikes because I love the race edition bikes from Beta. Beta is an awesome company, and I think they're going to pick up a bunch of people coming over from KTM. There are a bunch of people that don't like the fact that you can't get a 250 or a 300 KTM now that doesn't have a carburetor. These 2-stroke bikes, not this one, but the 2-stroke Betas will still have a carburetor. It's the Keihin carburetor that everyone is super pumped on and everyone is happy with. It's the carburetor that used to be on a lot of the other bikes forever. And so I think Beta is going to pick up a bunch of customers. And why not? It's a freaking good bike. And now it's going to have a motor that's going to be awesome. I'm sure of it. Like Beta, they make a quality product. The only question is, can you get parts as easily here in the US? And you can't get them quite as easily. But more and more dealers are coming online, and maybe your dealer is going to carry more parts. A lot of the dealers that I'm dealing with don't carry a lot of parts for the bikes, but I'm not speaking specifically about the Beta dealers because I haven't tried to get the parts through the Beta dealers. Anyway, so I'm excited about that. I say if you're on the fence thinking like, hey, I might be with KTM and I'm thinking about jumping ship over to Beta, I say go for it. Let me say that again. If you're on the fence and you're using KTM and you're thinking you want to try something different, go for the Beta. Jump ship. Come on over because you're going to have a soft landing over here on the Beta. These things they're awesome and they're getting better and better every year. I can attest to that. I'm super excited for this 2020 lineup. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice or not, but that's what I've got. If you like these videos, please remember to like and subscribe and share them with your friends. Also, you can support me by using the links down in the description. You can go to Patreon. This is the only way I'm supporting my family, guys. So honey, your contribution is valued way more than ever. I also give away dirt bikes from time to time. Unfortunately, I will not be giving this bike away because this is a loaner from Beta. Yes, Beta is such a cool company that they loaned this bike to me for 3 months to use, but I will be giving away 2 bikes later this year. So stay tuned for those details. The sweepstakes will be happening in October and November and probably a little bit into December. I'm gonna give 2 dirt bikes away and give 2 different people dirt bikes for Christmas. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I appreciate it. We'll see you in the next video.